We're on.
Yay!
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
It's Leah and Leah Grams-Johnson and Judy Rodman, your vocal coach. We wanted to do a Facebook Live video. This will be the last one we do for a while.
Yeah.
Because Leah is flying. She's flying the coop.
Yeah.
And we wanted to talk about, you know, in the first place, I'm so grateful to have gotten to know her as she's been assisting me. And
feeling is mutual.
we, you know, she's getting ready to do the indie artist touring thing for this year, and also an artist residency.
Yeah.
And we were thinking today, as we were working, how important the village is, whether it's two people or, you know, in larger concentric circles, the village for creative people like we are.
It's essential.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
like
not an option.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like I was just thinking, we are all like, you know, the lone wolf club.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, the old thought that, you know, chickens flock together, but eagles fly alone. Well, even eagles need a place to kind of get together and pal around and compare notes.
Yeah, it's really true.
Plus, it's hard to have a friend, you know, that if you don't really know anyone. And for a long time in my career, some of you may run into this issue. A long time in my career, I knew tons of people, but they were more acquaintances than friends. And now I really do have friends. Friends, the difference is when you have friends, it's less about how much can you give me that I can trade to give you. And it's more about what can I do for you? How can I share something that I know that would help you? And that's tough when you're in a competitive industry and you're taught that you better be better than everybody else or you should go die. But it's the only way. It's a little secret that you should know, music people, that you need a core circle of real friendship and accountability, a place that you can trust and that you can be mutually supportive of.
Oh, yeah.
And then you learn things. It's like you brainstorm. We brainstorm a lot about what we're both doing. Yeah. And in that, you learn that you have a lot more options than you think you do.
I've been finding recently the power of questions, whether I'm asking them of myself, whether I'm asking myself questions, or if someone else asks me questions. That can be one of the most powerful things, I think, with even just like trying to figure out, navigate, and create a path for yourself. You know, maybe your perspective is you're only seeing these different options. Like, well, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. And that's all I got. But oftentimes our views are so narrow. You know, we have like little blinders on, like horses wear in a parade. We've got our blinders on. And it can take just sometimes a trusted friend who knows you well, and you can speak honestly with, and who can speak honestly with you, to just ask you a few really valid questions, whether it's regarding what you want or what you're afraid of or what your true intention is behind something. You know, it goes on. But
why you're even doing something.
Right. I feel like asking questions can be one of the most powerful things. And that's something that I have found is a value from my personal relationships and friendships. And like when we brainstorm together, it's the question asking that.
Right. And the thing that you also need to know is this circle is not like huge. This core circle that we're talking about, because, you know, there are people that work from a vantage point of fear, like we all have at one time or another. Yeah. Fear and the law of scarcity instead of abundance that we were talking about this morning. Yeah. So it's not that those people are bad people. They just may not be in a place where they're as trustable to be in the win-win mindset instead of the how can I beat everybody mindset. Yeah. So you have to find your own circle where you know it is a relationship where it's mutually beneficial. But it's not that you keep score. And that's a weird thing. It is beneficial to both. So to find that circle, you sort of trust people a little bit, and then if you find that that's working, you trust them a little bit more, and then you really do find your own circle. Well, how small should it be? Could be just 2 people.
Yeah.
Could be 3 people. Could be 5 people. Could be a little, but you know, we as creative artists, we exist in a world where we're supposed to be unique, and we're creating uniquely, and we're coming up with our own unique thing, you know, finding our ideal clients and our ideal audiences and all that. But within that uniqueness, there is a community of uniqueness. Back to the idea of the, you know, the lone wolf club. So that's why, you know, I formed when I was thinking about this and having seen it in my long life in the business, about 50 years now. But I like to call our village All Things Vocal, the All Things Vocal Village, because whether we're real close or we just kind of know each other peripherally, or we just haven't met personally, but we're reading stuff online about each other and all that. We learn from each other. I learned from your comments, you know, on the blog and the podcast and my Facebook page. And hopefully you learn from some of the things that I give you, and some, you know, like chats like this with Leah.
Yeah.
So I invite you to keep watching for the blog and the podcast, the new ones that come out, and the newsletter. You can always sign up for that at my site, judyrodman.com. And Leah, keep up with at leahgramsjohnson.com. It's like Leah. Leah is spelled all kinds of ways.
Yeah, and grams like the unit of measurement.
Yes.
Not like a graham cracker.
Right. Grams. Yeah.
Johnson, like
Johnson,
plain old boring
Johnson
way.
Like the Q-tips.
Yeah.
But she's got a really cool and a very amazing newsletter that really shows her uniqueness. And like nobody else is going to be able to exactly do that, so she doesn't have to be afraid. You know, you've got your own thing, and you've got your own way of showing that thing to others. And we can learn from our own, you know, each other's uniqueness and their ways of doing things. But she's a good one to follow if you want to steal a couple of clues about how to do some marketing.
That's really kind. You know, I think that it's like, right now, I'm not promoting an album or anything like that. I'm still earlier in my path, I guess. But I think that, again, asking questions, one of the questions I ask myself, or try to regularly, is what can I put out there into the world? What can I give? What can I contribute? And from a place of authenticity. Right. And not giving without asking anything back. So, you know, even if it's just like a small thing for me right now, writing a newsletter monthly is kind of an outlet for that. I share some pictures.
It takes some time to do it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you know, that's not like some big thing, but it's an outlet that I have found at this current time. It's a gift that I can just continue putting things out there and keeping my relationships. Right.
And that really is a valid point. If you look on most people's Twitter feeds, it's all about, come to my concert, buy my album, you know, my single's going to be released on such and such a date. And I'm like, you know, really?
Tired of it?
Yeah. What we want to do, and what I hope I do, and Leah does, what we want to do is give more than we take. And then people can trust us. And then when we do have something that we are selling or asking you to do, you can trust that that might be valuable in your life, in your work, and you know that you might want that. But we need to look at look at your Twitter feed, look at your what you're posting on social media, different places, and ask yourself. You know, I've heard that the wisdom from the internet marketing gurus say 80% give, 20% take. Meaning 20% sell something. So and that's a good way to, you know, develop friendships. Live life, have like real relationships. And the less afraid we are, and the more we do have a trusted circle, the more we'll be able to do that, and we'll you know, brainstorm with each other. So I invite your comments always on wherever you find me, You make me better at what I do just by asking me questions or giving me your thoughts. Before we leave, I wanted to call attention to a couple of people in the All Things Vocal Village. And one is Jenny Tolman. That's Jenny Tolman. She's been doing a lot of great stuff lately, and she was in the New York Times. No, she was in Rolling Stones. That was Casey Musgrave. Rolling Stone magazine not too long ago. But now she has an incredible new video, and I don't say that lightly. Isn't it good?
So powerful.
And it's number
sweet.
2 on the CMT 12-pack countdown.
That's awesome.
And we can vote for her every day to try to get her to number 1.
Yeah.
So go and look on her Facebook page, and you'll see the link where you can click. But help her out; she's worthy of it, and this song is worthy of it. So look up Jenny Tolman, and Preston James. I'm so proud of him. He did the John Lennon Imagine at the Wild Horse concert on the day of his generation's March for Their Lives, and he was honoring his generation using their voices, and I thought that was incredibly cool.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
So we use our voices to make the world a better place.
Yeah,
and then we win, don't we?
Yep.
It's kind of funny the way it works.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, we'll say goodbye to Leah for a while, and we'll see you around the block. Like I say, keep in touch with us both. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.